We are live.
Okay. So I will call the meeting to order at 6:01, and we have nothing to report out in final action and closed. And I will share our vision and mission, which is every student receives engaging and challenging learning experiences to reach their greatest potential and thrive in a diverse global society. And our mission is FBUSD delivers exceptional, engaging, equitable, and collaborative learning opportunities for all students. And we have next on the agenda, approval of the agenda. So may I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Wait, I thought we were moving something.
With the change. We need to request.
I would move to approve item 3.3, the approval of the agenda with moving the whole section of 5 to, where did you?
Right above actions.
Right
so
above action items, which is
after
11.
10,
So
after the
10.
consent. Okay, so
I'll
we have
second that.
a new motion. Okay, very good. So we
Sorry.
will move board organizational action after consent items, which is after number 10. And all in favor?
Yes.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, so moved. And we have one trustee absent, will be coming in maybe in an hour or so. So that was the request. So with that, we move right into public comment on non-agenda items. So do we have anyone in the room that would like to speak on non-agenda items, or anyone virtually?
We have received no public comment.
Okay, and I will just remind everyone, if someone's walking in right now that or is watching and wants to come into our room 306 to give public comment, individuals may address the board on agenda and non-agenda items during public comment and or at the time they are under consideration by completing the speaker form provided on the table at the entrance and submitting to Renee. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. Speakers will be chosen in random order. A timer will be set for 3 minutes. If you do not complete your comment, when timer rings, you may leave a written comment for the board's information. Each person may only speak once per agenda topic and is required to address the board from the podium so we can hear on the recording. A total of 20 minutes public comment per topic will be allowed. And in exceptional circumstances, the board may consider adjusting the amount of time allowed for public comment. Public comment cannot be acted upon or discussed by the board in accordance with the Brown Act. The board may request staff to respond orally at the meeting or in writing at a future time. And if you need translation services, please contact Renee 72 hours in advance by phone or email. And we do video regular meetings, and it's broadcast on the FBUSD YouTube channel. So if anyone's watching virtually, members of the public who wish to address the board during the meeting, please submit by emailing boardmeeting@fbusd.us, and staff will make all attempts to share and record any submissions received prior to or during the board meeting. So we have no one in our room that wants to speak right now, and we don't have any public comment on non-agenda items by our virtual. So we will move on to Patriotic Exercise, which happens to be me this evening. So I wanted to take a moment to honor and celebrate that. I don't know much about Special Education Day. So on December 2nd was when it was celebrated, and it's the signing of the Individuals with Disability Education Act into law on this day in 1975. IDEA granted access to children with special needs to free and quality public education. And it all started in 1972 with the U.S. District Court lawsuit Mills versus the Board of Education, filed in the District of Columbia. The denial of publicly funded education for children with learning disabilities was ruled unlawful. This case paved the way for the Act of 1975, approved and passed by President Gerald Ford on November 29th of the same year. The Act was the county's first official law addressing special education. States receiving federal funds were required to provide full access to children with special needs. In 1986, the law was revised to include more support for parents and educators and to advance education plans. In 1990, the name of this landmark act changed to the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. Over the years, clauses have been added to address issues and ensure that the standards of education for children are on par with the overall educational system. IDEA not only establishes the rights of children, but laid the groundwork for teachers and families to work together and to ensure there are services and resources available for support. Special Education Day started in 2005 on IDEA's 30th anniversary. So I just wanted to thank special education advocates and my gratitude to staff, students, and families for empowering education for each and every child. So that's not that long ago that they were not every child was getting education. So thank you. And we will move on to the next, which is acknowledgements, number 6. So Superintendent Aldridge.
All right. So as you have already mentioned, December 2nd was National Special Education Day. December 7th is National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, or was, and it is December 5th through 11th was Computer Science Education Week. We had some options that different teachers could take part in. There's a lot of options that have really sprung up around that, so we were advertising it through our blog as well. So, under 6.1, we would also like to acknowledge the following members of our FBUSD staff who are retiring this month. And so if you do the math, there are a combined 98 years of experience that are retiring. First, we have Jerry Lynn Mitchell, and I had each of the supervisors just write up a brief statement. There have been other celebrations of these folks this week as well. But Jerry Lynn Mitchell has served 34 years in Fort Bragg Unified School District. She started as a school bus driver in 1988. She drove a regular bus route until 2001 when she became the transportation secretary. She meticulously maintained all of the driver records, CHP and DMV records, and bus routes. In 2007, Jerry Lynn attended the school bus driver instructor certification course to become a school bus driver trainer. She is responsible for training 15 certified school bus drivers. In the course of her career, Jerry Lynn drove over 250,000 miles and transported over 200,000 students. Jerry Lynn took care of every student on her bus as if they were her own. She has touched the lives of so many people in her personal and professional career. It'll be next to impossible to replace her. On behalf of the Fort Bragg Unified School District Transportation Department, we wish Jerry Lynn the very best in the next chapter of her life. We have Madeline Richards, so I know Bruce is here in person.
Nice.
So I wrote down for Madeline, she's been at the high school, I think she came on the year after I graduated, so it's been a long time since she's been there. And I just wrote down some stats that we had a nice little celebration for her yesterday. And the seniors, I estimated it was about 4,000 to 5,000 seniors that have passed through since she's been there. And with the scholarship, she's in charge of a scholarship, and there was upwards of $8 to $10 million that she has worked and distributed to the students. Office passes, it was like hundreds of thousands of office passes that she sent out. Progress reports, same thing, hundreds of thousands. Transcripts, there's thousands of transcripts that she sent out over the years. Phone, I estimated probably, it was like 925 days that she's been on the phone since she's been at Fort Bragg High School. Think about that, 3 something years. Hundreds of teachers that she supported throughout the years, and the thousands of lives that she has touched. And it was great to see. We put their hands up to see who in the room was around with when she was there. And I think there was at least 10 to 12 people that raised their hands.
Has served the district for 31 years, since 1991. And Jamie says that the staff